Today, we tried to find for you the best workers in certain fields and the various machines that help them. Perhaps not all of them are complete professionals, but at least each of them is full of enthusiasm, and we found them satisfying. Before we start, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to like this video if you like it. This technique makes life much easier. Instead of doing this manually for a very long time, it is done literally in a split second. This is a very massive and impressive technique that makes it very easy to remove weeds, branches, bushes, etc. from your field. Wow, it's amazing how long this trailer really is, but apparently, each of them is important in laying asphalt. Great job! An excellent device for making boards or plywood smooth. It very neatly cuts off unnecessary bits, and it is very sticky. A very interesting way to pull out stumps, but still working. Apparently, it took a lot of time and effort, but it still seems to me that the shape is a little uneven. This guy clearly has a knack for working with a chainsaw. Well done. This is quite a useful tool for hammering nails, but it seems to me that this tool is not very safe. What do you think? A very interesting and practical way to decorate the ceiling, but as for me, this is not for everyone. Not everyone will like it, but still done well. This is what is called a chain reaction. One tree fell on the second, knocking down all that stood in a row, one after another. This is a master of his craft. Everything was done perfectly, smoothly, and neatly. Great job. A very useful and multifunctional technique with which you can not only cut off a whole tree, but also clear the branches and cut them into small pieces. A very convenient trailer for leveling the soil for sowing. It's a lot of hard teamwork, but it was worth it. The result was a very beautiful and neat floor. Great job, guys. Wow, this is a work of art in my opinion. Very smooth and perfect column. Respect to this guy for the hard work he did. This is a very unusual method and idea for the floor. Buy tiles to break them later. But in the end, it looks very impressive and beautiful. Wow, this is simply amazing work. These steps are now very smooth and neat. Respect for such a wonderful job done. Respect to such people who protect our environment. They work together to remove so much garbage. Well done. Wow, it looks really beautiful and stylish. I love gradient films. Now this car is much more beautiful. Great job. This Porsche now looks like it's straight out of a cartoon or an anime. It's very bold and interesting design idea. Great job, guys. You're doing a good deed by cleaning rivers from dirt and debris. Respect. A very useful technique for removing snow. As I understand it, she grinds large blocks of snow into just small snow. A very convenient and practical way to make straight lines, roughly speaking, out of nothing. Great job. It's captivating to watch, the way he evenly cleans this roof from side to side. But in the end, the roof is like new, without any dirt. I can imagine how many living creatures there are, such as spiders, but this garden is really very overgrown. Now, the garden looks much more well-groomed. Wow, the Mustang itself is a very beautiful car, but this vinyl is not only a work of art, it is also a gradient. This is excellent. I like this technique because it does its job very safely. The technique very quickly cuts down this tree and easily places a piece of wood neatly on the ground. This guy really has a lot of experience using an excavator if he smooths out this sand so smoothly and accurately. Great job. Great idea. This fence was, to put it mildly, not very presentable, but you gave it a second life by painting it a very suitable color. Now it looks like new. This guy is a master of his own craft, so evenly and neatly trimming this overgrown lawn. Great job. As I understand it, he wound the lawnmower around this stick in the center, and the lawnmower goes in a circle, winding itself even more and mowing the entire lawn. A very convenient and useful technique with which you can cut logs. You can easily make an even rectangle shape. It's always nice to see how the roads are cleared of snow, and then it's a pleasure to walk and drive on them. They are our saviors in the winter. As for me, this is the most effective way to remove snow near your home. This tool uses compressed air to dislodge snow very easily. A technique that requires a lot of effort because it'll be hard to mow under the sun all day, but at the same time, it is very effective for mowing a field. It's always nice to watch something get washed away from a ton of dirt. I don't know where it was used, but it was very dirty. But in the end, it sparkled like new. Yeah, it was too rusty, so painting this car black was a good idea. It can be seen that it was painted very well. It took a lot of effort, but this guy is obviously talented. Now this Mercedes looks just like it's from a cartoon. Great job. This is a lot of work since the roof is not small, but well done. The roof now looks like new and very well maintained. Great job. A very useful technique for lumberjacks. With its help, you can easily recycle all the cut down trees without leaving behind any debris in the form of logs and branches. This guy clearly has a lot of experience and a full hand because he paints these markings exactly along the contour, not an inch to the side. I have no idea what you can do with such a car to make it so dirty, but still, now she shines like new. This technique looks impressive and epic. It's like she's eating these trees, a very effective thing for cutting down such small trees. A very convenient and effective thing for cleaning fallen leaves. This saves a lot of time instead of doing it manually. Wow, this guy is really talented. This space texture is simply a work of art, an excellent design solution for decorating the floor. From time to time, you have to clean your street from dirt, but then the eyes rejoice at this cleanliness, and it's more pleasant to walk. How long has this pool not been cleaned? There's just a lot of garbage and dirt, and a lot of work to clean up, but ultimately, the pool is usable and beautiful. Working in the fields with tractors always requires a lot of time, patience, and concentration, but this is a place where you can escape from everything while working with colleagues. This guy is a master of his craft. He designed, cut, and installed these tiles perfectly on the wall. Great job. A fairly convenient mechanism that saves a lot of effort and time by perfectly smoothing the wall without leaving a single gap. He's really confident in his skills. Apparently, he's laid all the slabs this way, but he's good. The tiles are laid perfectly. Respect. This is pure professional work. The bricks are laid perfectly evenly and very quickly, judging by his speed. Respect. The courtyard was noticeably overgrown, and a lot of effort was made to put it in order, but now he looks much neater and well groomed. A very convenient technique that instantly removes all the mown grass, saving a huge amount of time if it was done manually. Great job. Thanks to your hard work, these bypass routes have been cleared of debris and are ready for travel. A very convenient and practical thing that will greatly help in collecting apples from a tree that falls straight into a bag. A very effective technique for removing garbage from the streets. At first glance, it seems that it's simply scattering garbage, but no, there's no garbage left after it. This guy is up to something. Single-handedly removes such a huge area from unnecessary trees, tabernacles, and grass. Deserves respect. It's a very beautiful material that will help you decorate the floors, or maybe even the walls in the house very stylishly. Teamwork at its finest. While one mows the grass, the second processes it and throws it into the back of the third. Great job, guys. It's always nice to watch something being cleared of ice, especially cars. A very convenient thing to very easily clean the roof of debris and reach far up. Now this roof looks much better maintained. Great job, sir. Now it looks much more well-groomed, and passers-by will not hit their heads on the branches. This is very nice to watch. It was so stained and dirty, but now it shines like new. A very convenient thing for clearing the bottom of the pool because, as I understand it, it's something like an underwater vacuum cleaner. How good is it that the mechanisms already optimize and speed up many difficult actions that would take a person days? Big respect to these guys for protecting our environment. With a fairly small group of people, they were able to clear such a large area of the river quite quickly. That's teamwork. Everyone is responsible for their role and helps the other, but they still ended up with a very smooth floor. Wow, this snow removal machine looks to me like it was built for the zombie apocalypse. It looks very epic. Oh my god, the white Lancer has gone toxic lime green, but it still looks awesome. Just imagine how long it will glow in the street at night. A lot of hard work has been done as a team, but they did it perfectly. Everything looks smooth and neat. Well done. This guy knows what he's doing. He applies the new markings perfectly evenly. I imagine it would be difficult to apply these markings on a turn, but he copes with this with a bang. Whoa. This yard was really dirty judging by the amount of sand washed out. Now this courtyard is well kept. Great job. Everything is well thought out and fits into place. There's a small gap at the back of the pipe, but I think the baseboard will close it. Great job, guys. This is a lot of hard work, apparently in the desert and on a hot day. Not everyone can endure such conditions, but you are great. It's a convenient thing to pry up roots and pull them out, but even here, you need to put in a lot of effort to do this. Great job, sir. Now, thanks to you and your work, the entire street is beautiful and well-groomed. Well done. Wow, this is a brilliant design solution to upgrade your car. This disc looks amazing now. Imagine seeing some supercar on the street with such wheels. A fairly economical way to clear snow if you have a truck, but something tells me that this is not at all safe. If some kind of stone comes across, it can dent the bumper. Great job. The roof now looks much better and more beautiful. Great job, guys. A lot of hard work has been done. The tiles are laid very evenly and look very beautiful. A very interesting thing that, as I understand, huge water pressure throws all the garbage back. A useful thing for cleaning the yard. I have never met such skillful people with an excavator. He's truly a genius of this technology. This deserves respect. This work requires a lot of patience because this whole process takes a lot of time. And then collecting all this hay across the field will also take a huge amount of time. Apparently, this car was abandoned for a long time because it was all rusty, but now it looks like new, as if it was given a second life. Wow, this saw cut so smoothly, literally one small layer. Another way to open cola is if you have a saw. This bucket is really cool. It'll be very useful and effective at excavation sites because it can hold a lot of stone. This process took a long time, but as I understand it, he deliberately cut different places so that the tree would fall as safely as possible. Wow, this stump has really grown into this whole large area. It's amazing. But in such work, you'll always need to be careful. This is a very useful tool for a farmer. Just look, it chops down this corn and puts it in a basket. It's excellent. As far as I understand, he hooked all these logs with a thread because I can't find another answer to how he did it. Ooh, that's a lot of work. Respect to the guys for their work. The building looks really impressive and neat. Great job, guys. This is a great idea to make a really beautiful piece of art from one tile. Now, this drain is even nice to look at. Great job. This guy is truly a professional in his field. So quickly and evenly cut off the excess so that it matches perfectly. It deserves respect. This is a really risky trick, because you can see from the car that its suspension is not happy with this. But everything seemed to be fine, and the excavator driver climbed in as needed. It even looks scary how it eats these stones. There were no trace left of the large cobblestone, not to mention the small stones. Oh, this is a great idea to decorate and highlight the drain with the same tiles. This guy's good with creativity. Great job. It's fascinating to watch how different workers carefully and evenly smooth the concrete across the floor. Wow, this is a great material for the wall. It really brightens it up, and I love how smooth and even he applied this material to the wall. Great job, guy. A very interesting idea, but it seems to me that in this way, this structure will not last long, and will fall apart. What do you think? The eye is a diamond, so to speak. Hit the nail on the head with the cut. Ideally, the pipe is cut along the lines. Great job. Ooh, it takes a lot of time to level all this concrete in this way, even more so in hot weather, but although it is slow, it is very smooth. It took a lot of effort and time, but this terrazzo floor came out very beautiful. I would even call it a form of art. Great job. This sign clearly hasn't been cleaned for a very long time, but thanks to you, it's now as good as new, and the drivers will see that there are restrictions on the road. Wow, this is really very good and clean work. Such a beauty deserves nothing but respect. I think he did the right thing by tearing off one branch at a time and then securing the tree itself so that the tree wouldn't fall where it shouldn't. This guy is clearly a creative person. Very cool and beautiful design and idea. Great job, guy. Oh, this tile clearly hasn't been cleaned for a long time and has already turned green, but now it will sparkle under the rays of the sun. I always love it when something very dirty is cleaned clean, like here. At first, it is so dirty, and then it shines. This thing is very useful. I think it'll be useful in clearing snow from the yard, debris such as bags, branches, etc. And of course, he leaves in the fall. Wow, it was so rusty, and just a couple of minutes of rubbing, and it already shines as if nothing had happened. Great job. The work of a lumberjack is quite dangerous. You must always be on your guard so as not to injure anyone, or not to injure yourself, and not to accidentally break someone's car or house. This is an excellent handmade bell, but in my opinion, it'll go perfectly as a decoration for the interior of the house. Great job. Wow, this is such an optimized process that literally robots do everything for you. This is amazing, and at the same time, a little scary. Respect to you for helping our environment. You've done a great job cleaning up this lake, and now it looks much more alive. Well done. Thank you, sir. Your work is very valuable for society and for our environment. Respect to you for your work. Clearing snow from a mountain looks very epic, but this must be done if this mountain is for skiers, and that's how they ski. Great job, sir. This roof was really dirty, but with your help, it is now shining and like new. This technique is ultra effective in snow removal, which removes a ton of snow in just a split second and is very impressive, like a fountain of snow. This is a lot of work done. I like how this pit looks neat and level, as if the pyramid is just top down. Well done. Wow, this is a very useful thing that will help any farmer in collecting watermelons. It collapses the bush and spits out the watermelon. An excellent thing that all people who have their own yards and decorative bushes will need. With its help, you can safely remove mown leaves from trees or bushes. A convenient technique that, although it takes a lot of time to pull out one tree, it does it efficiently, right with the roots. An impressive saw, but overall, it's very convenient. It grabs the wood and cuts it with a saw. Excellent design solution. Instead of small grass, and even then not everywhere, there will be a normal plant that decorates the yard and is good for health. This is a great design idea. Everything was done amazingly and carefully, and the end result exceeded all my expectations. Respect to you for your work, for your help to the environment. If everyone like you didn't throw trash around but rather cleaned up after themselves, the world would be hundreds of times cleaner. A very good technique for cutting down trees, but it seems to me that it is not particularly convenient. The method of chopping wood with a chainsaw is very funny. Why hold a chainsaw when you could hold a log, right? Wow, it's like a robot vacuum cleaner, only a robot snowplow. In general, it's an incredibly useful thing if it itself removes snow from your yard. I really like these types of techniques. They're multifunctional, and with their help, you can cut down a tree and cut it into small pieces. A very convenient technique, in my opinion, for clearing your field or territory of bushes, branches, trees, etc. Wow, how many logs are there? This is incredible. Why do they need so many logs? I can imagine how much time and effort it took to get them and complete them. Great job, guys. This tile was laid beautifully and neatly, and the main thing was teamwork. Well done. Great job. Apparently it had been cleaned there for a very long time, but now this street looks much cleaner and more well-groomed. Respect to you for your work. You make this world much cleaner. At first glance, it was clear that there was a field there, but in reality, it was a long lake. Very convenient and miniature equipment. I think it would be useful for lumberjacks for removing logs and branches since its bucket is quite spacious. Very effective for pulling out small trees. It looks like a rake that deftly climbs under the root and pulls out the tree along with the roots. This is a colossus. It seems to me that she can do anything. Pull out a tree or clear a path from stones. It doesn't matter. She will overcome everything. Apparently no one has cleaned this tile for a very long time. But with the help of this miracle technology, you gave a second life to this tile. This guy has apparently been in this field for a very long time, as his carving skills are admirable. He made a perfect circle. Well done. Whoa. This is a very useful tool, and the idea of using it. An interesting technique for people who have their own livestock. With its help, you can easily feed your livestock. A very convenient thing for people working with wood. Then this thing simplifies life hundreds of times. It was very sticky when he tore off this asphalt with his bucket, but in the end, they laid the new asphalt very smoothly and neatly. Great job. A very clever idea on how to level this small hole with a ladle. By simply tying a metal beam to a bucket, they solved this riddle. Well done. It looks funny how he uses a ladle and, as far as I understand it, a mattress, cleans the street from garbage. A very unusual use for an excavator. I love how easy these machines are to rip out these trees and place them on the ground very easily and safely without the chance of hurting anyone. Wow, it was impossible to see anything from the word there at all, but in one moment, this trunk literally became a mirror. This is a necessary thing for every builder. Manually lifting something heavy is very difficult and unsafe for health. This wall clearly hasn't been washed for a very long time, but thanks to this thing, she effortlessly began to shine like new. Before this, the car looked pitiful to be honest, but now you can't even distinguish the colors, and it's as if it was so. Great idea on how to decorate ordinary boards. This color fits very well here, since there is greenery nearby. Now the fence looks more beautiful. A very convenient thing for cleaning laminates, tiles, etc. But it seems to me that it is not very convenient to use. Great job. Everything was done perfectly and correctly, because I saw how to do this work without a mesh, and in my opinion, this is not entirely correct. This guy has good skills in this area, and this tool helps him perfectly with calculating how much he needs to cut so that it fits exactly. Wow, it's not a lot of work to make this film look great. Now the bumper of this skyline looks harmonious with the entire body. Great job. It's a lot of hard work. This is much more complicated than it seems at first glance. You have a smooth and beautiful wall. Great job. A very convenient thing for cutting off unnecessary part of the foam on the wall. Great item and work. Great job. Apparently no one had used this staircase for a long time since it was so overgrown. But you helped and gave her a second wind. Well done. Oh, that's a lot of lumberjack work. As far as I understand, there are 2 of them, and they only cut off the tops of trees. This is very good. Whoa, this post office really looked abandoned, so dirty and unkempt. But in a couple of minutes, you cleaned it of all this dirt. I always love to watch something being cleaned in this way, with a vacuum cleaner. It's very sticky. It was painful to watch as she knocked down this tile and it fell and broke. As for me, it is now much better than with tiles. Great job, ma'am. Excellent paint job. Now someone's BMW will look much better and will sparkle all over the street. I love how the details literally start to reflect everything after painting like this. There's a ton, just a ton of teamwork. Such a large-scale work, from roughly speaking nothing, came out such beauty. Respect to these guys for their work. Well done. A lot of teamwork was done here. As far as I understand, they removed the tiles from the pool and put in a liner in place of the tiles. Great idea and work. This kind of fence is really for an amateur. I personally don't like it, and not everyone will like it. That's a lot of work that went into this bath. But look at the end result. It's beautiful. Now this bathtub looks really expensive and solid. Great job. Wow, this backyard is pretty overgrown, but I can only imagine the smell of cut grass. I adore this smell. The yard now looks well kept and beautiful. What can you do to make your car so dirty? It was as if she'd been caught in a sandstorm, but water and a little foam do the trick. Now she looks like new. Great job, guys. Respect to you for your work and protection of our environment. You've done a great and useful job. Thanks to you, this river is now cleared of garbage. Now this wall is not just bricks, but it has become really beautiful and smooth. Great job, guys. Well, friends, that's it for this time. Please let us know in the comments which of these professionals you liked the most, or what you learned from this video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I wish you all the best.